everyone. You know that feeling that you get when you find a really awesome tool and you're like, oh my gosh, I could do this and I could do that. Well, that is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to be sharing with you a vocabulary tool that will blow your socks off. Literally. It is so amazing. And I have it in a program that is already with another program that I already use, which makes it even better. So today we're going to be talking about vocabulary A to Z. It is part of the Raz package. And later on, I'm going to share with you how you can actually get it at a cheaper price, and I even have a coupon code for those of you who are looking to save money. Also, today, we're going to be chatting real quick about a free webinar that we have coming on up tomorrow. It is called How to Close the Gap a Full Year with 8 to 12 hours of instruction. And that is going to be at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And Beth is going to throw the link right on inside so that if you haven't had a chance to sign up for that yet, you still can. And if you would like a replay for that specific event, just sign on up. I'll send a replay to all of you that sign on up to be a part of it. So glad to be able to share with you guys today this amazing tool. Now, this tool can be used with kids that are all the way from a first grade reading level up to about a sixth grade reading level. And I'm going to share with you exactly how to access it. So I'm going to share my screen right now with you guys. Here we go. Let's say that I was teaching a first grader and we were reading the book Amazing Antarctica. Now, these books come from Kids A to Z, Raz Plus. And so the words are the exact words that are already in the books that I'm reading. That's what I love about this so much, because it's not like random words or I have to create something. It is the exact words. Now, what I'll do with my students is I actually stop sharing at this point. I stop sharing my screen with them because I'm usually sharing my screen. And I ask them if they know the meanings of these words. And if they do know the meaning, let's say I have someone who's like, oh yeah, I know what a predator is, then I'm going to take predator out. And I would take the word protect out. The story critical words are always listed on the right-hand side. And then there's some academic words that students might not know the meaning of. And these are going to be right here. So I can ask if they know these words. I try to keep it to 5 or 6 words that I'm working on with a student in a book. Sometimes I reach those words with just the story critical words. But if I don't, then I can come on to the academic words and I can focus on a couple of those if they haven't heard of any of them. So here I've got 4 words so far. And let's say they have never heard of the word discover. Well, then I can add discover right there. The next thing that I can do is I can click on Save Lesson. And I'm just going to put here Amazing Antarctica. And I usually put the student's name. I'll put Henry, Save Lesson. And then all you have to do is click Assign. When I assign, I can click on vocabulary. I click on student selection, so it just shows all of them. And I choose the students that I want this to go in. I'm going to put this in ties right now, and I'm going to click Assign. Done. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like on Ty's side. So I'm going to go log on inside on the Kids A to Z side, and I can go right on over to Ty. And I'm going to go to vocabulary. There's this little vocabulary here and that says assignment. You'll see that the last set of words that I put on up there are the last ones. I can click on Amazing Antarctica. And now look at all of the games that I have that I can play. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite ones that I specifically use with my students. And I could set it up on that other screen so only those assignments come on up. But if they wanted to play with this on their own time, they can too. One of them is called Word Videos. And it just kind of goes through and it gives the meaning. It reads the definition for them. They can click on that. And I'm going to share the sound with you guys.
Watch and learn your words.
Discover.
D-I-S-C-O-V-E-R.
Discover.
D-I-S-C-O-V-E-R.
They were excited to discover a new kind of beetle in the jungle. Define for the first time. Globe.
G-L-O-B-E.
Globe.
Notice how it's also showing a picture there for those kids that will need that picture as well. They don't do that with the higher level words if there isn't like a picture association with it. But for some of these lower leveled ones, they do, which is really fantastic. It helps with them being able to hold on to the meanings of the words. So it's going to go through every single one of those words that we've added onto the list. Again, I only put like 5 to 6 words on there. The next game that I play is Match It Definitions.
Hey, look, it's Match It Definitions. Connect the words to the definitions that match.
Match the choices by connecting the words to the best definitions.
So what I'll do here is I click on the definition and I say, which word does this go with? And then they need to tell me. If they struggle with this activity, then I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to do flashcards. Sometimes the passive learning piece of it with them being read, they really struggle with it. Now I have to decide, are the definitions words that the kids can read? If so, I'll have them read the definitions. If there are words I don't think that they can read within the definition, then I'll read it to them and I'll talk about it with them.
Flip through your flashcards to study your words.
Globe.
So we can click here. I'm going to click flip. They have the picture, they have the sentence, then they have the definition, and they have the part of speech. I can also change the options that I want there. If I wanted synonyms and antonyms, I could include those as well. If I wanted other definitions, I could include that. If I didn't, let's say I didn't want them to include the images, I could get rid of that. So it's very customizable
Globe.
to be able to utilize. So we're going to flip. We see this word. I have them read it, and then they read the definition, and then we go on to the next word. A lot of times I'm also talking about it. So here I'd be like, oh, a globe. Do you have a globe inside of your classroom? Have you ever seen a globe? Have you ever spun a globe? Just to get them familiar again with that type of word. Let's come on over here. After I am done with match definitions, I have them go to match it sentences. Very similar. And then I have them play which word definitions and which word sentences. So which word definitions is great because it's going to give them 4 choices for each one.
Choose the word that's being defined.
One of the main divisions of land on Earth, including Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, North America, Australia, and Antarctica.
So I'm going to click on continent. Next.
A detailed study of a subject, especially to discover new information or to find facts.
Now let's say I mark this one wrong and I say this is globe. It gives me another chance. Usually when I get to this point, if they're about to click on something else, because I can give the controller over to them and let them be doing the clicking, then I will I'll just let them know this one is research. And I'm keeping note of, okay, which ones do they seem to be getting, not getting. Another fun game to play after that is which word sentences, but then I also have them do a vocabulary memory match. This is fun. It's just like memory. You remember that good old memory game that we used to play with the little cards that you'd flip on over? Sometimes I find that it gets stuck in this position. If I click on the refresh, then all of a sudden it will come on out. It's just one of the glitches inside of the program.
Welcome to Vocabulary Memory Match. Flip the cards and match the words on your list to their picture or definition.
Globe.
So now I have a picture here.
Research.
Nope, those don't match, so they get turned back on over.
Globe.
Ah, there we go.
Globe.
And now those 2 disappear.
One of the main divisions of land on Earth, including Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, North America, Australia, and Antarctica.
So I know I'm looking for the word continent.
Scientist.
Nope, that's not
Synonym of.
Find. Scientist.
Ooh, I know where scientist goes. That
Scientist.
one goes with this word.
Scientist. Research.
Nope, that's not the one I'm looking
Research.
for. But those 2 go together. Nice. You got to like it when it
Discover.
works that way.
Synonym of.
Find.
Which means
Continent.
The last
One
two
of the
must go
main
together.
divisions of land on Earth, including Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, North America, Australia, and Antarctica.
Pretty awesome, right? Now, another thing that you can do, I'm going to go to the reading room real quick and go to that level L book. If I go to the leveled books here, and I go to, let's see, I think actually this one was Amazing Antarctica. There it is. They also have a brand new thing where vocabulary just comes on up. Now, this vocabulary here, I cannot edit. I have to just accept what their story critical words are. But I can click on vocabulary here if I have the vocabulary added on, and it'll work on these specific words. That I might not want to do, right? So if you do want to switch the words and not just focus on the words that are there because your student knows like 3 of these different words, then you can edit it over in the Raz side and give it to them as an assignment. And then you wouldn't be using it over here. But lots of different things. One of the games I don't like is Hang Mouse. It's more of a spelling game. And so the spelling isn't really going to help me with being able to figure out, the definition of a word and hold on to it. So I almost feel like that's a time waster when it comes to being able to do it. So I don't specifically choose to use that one. Another fun one, though, is Wordorama. It does ask some like fun game questions in a game type of way. So if we click on that one.
Test your skill. Feel the drama. It's time to play Wordorama. Welcome to another round of everybody's favorite wild, weird, wacky word game show. Read the sentence and choose the word that fits.
So again, it's just another fun way to be able to, and they switch it up. So it's like sentence definition. It just mixes it all up. Synonyms and antonyms. So it's not just focused on one thing. Let me show you what a higher level would look like. I'm going to come on over to Raz Plus. This is the teacher side. And I'm going to go to a higher leveled book. So let's go to like a level Y. And let's say that we want to read the book. Oh, let me close this out. If you just double click on there, it disappears and only the Y books will now show on up. So let's say that I wanted to read all about the biomimicry. Well, this is a good one. It's got a lot of vocabulary kids have never heard of before. And so you can click on, again, edit this at, if you have access to the vocabulary A to Z, you just click on that button. And now you have all of these words. They may have heard of the word resource before. So you might click that one out, right? And now you've got your 5 words. Perfect. You could do that. You might see some words over here in the academic words like chlorophyll, decompose, that you want to add on there. It's up to you how many words you want to add on up there. But when kids are learning new vocabulary, I do find that they will tend to struggle a little bit more if you do like 10 words compared to just sticking to 5. So I'm just going to click here, save to lesson. It says, but lesson already exists. So I'm just going to add Ty's name on there, save lesson, assign. I'm going to put this in Ty's account just so that you can see what that looks like. And we're going to put that, select students, Ty, assign. And I'm going to click done. I'm going to click here and I'm going to come on back. If I go to vocabulary assignment, you can see that this is already added in onto the student side. And now I have these much more difficult words. Again, the activities don't change, but the words now are focused specifically on that book that they're doing. There's nothing that I have to create there. The definitions from the book is already there. Isn't that awesome? I mean, what I used to have to do before, I actually had purchased vocabularycity.com, and that's where all of these different activities come from. They were a separate account. Now it's all built into the system with the definitions and the words. A lot of times I would put in a word in Vocabulary City and they wouldn't come on up. And it was a nightmare because then I would be like, oh my gosh, now I got to look up that word. I have to add it on in there. And it's taking up time from the teaching part. And now I can just focus on the teaching part and really being able to hone in on those words and increase their knowledge and their background knowledge and help them be more successful as they go through reading this book. So it's really, really great tool. I'd love to know, what do you guys think? Do you have Vocabulary A to Z? Have you added it onto your stuff? I see that we've got Faith Thomas in the house. Woo woo! Welcome, Faith. And Christine, so glad you are here as well. Thanks for joining us today. I'm curious to know if you guys have used this tool at all, what your experience has been like, and anything that you would like to share as well. I wanted to share with you, one of the questions that I get asked all the time is, Joanne, if I am to purchase something from Raz Kids, which is the best one? Which is the best package for me to purchase? So the Language Arts Collection is the best one to start with because it has inside of there the Raz Plus, which has 50,000 plus books and resources. The Raz Plus is going to include both that teacher side and the student side like I had. So you noticed before that I have this side, right, where I'm doing all of that other stuff and I'm accessing the resources and that kind of stuff. And then over here is the student side. So that'll give you both of those different sides. And then it also includes Vocabulary A to Z on there. And so this is a really great package to be able to add on. Now, a lot of people, they'll take a look at that price point. You are saving money when you put them together. A lot of people will look at that price point like, oh my gosh, that's so much money. But if you're a reading tutor, this is like a must-have tool. I use this every single day with my tutoring. There isn't one day that I tutor that I do not open up this program and utilize it. When you have a tool that is that useful, then paying the $324 for the entire year, it feels like nothing. I mean, if I were to break that down between, let's say I do 300 days of tutoring, that ends up being only $1 a day, which is a pretty good price point in my mind when I'm thinking about something that is really going to support what I do when I'm working with my students. Let's take a look at everything that you get as a member of Raz Plus. So you end up getting, with Raz Plus, a personalized blended learning approach to literacy. You're going to get regularly all on its own. It's $216. You get access for up to 36 kids. So this isn't like add on a price point for like if I add on 5, if I'm working with 5 kids versus 10 kids, I don't have to pay for 5 extra accounts for those 5 kids. It treats it like a classroom. So most tutors that are working one-on-one with their students, 36 seats is more than enough. It also gives your students books to read in between sessions that will be right at their level versus books that are all over the, place, or, the parents, a lot of times they struggle with being able to find just right books for their kids. Well, now they'll be able to log on in and be able to have those just right books for them. And they even do have some free trainings that can guide you in the entire process. If you do get lost or you're confused or you don't know what to do, it's pretty cool. They have an entire learning map. Let me show you here. It's got resources. There's videos here. There's a video library and a download library as well. So if you come on over here, there'll actually be like different lessons and webinars on how to do each of the different things. So if you want to learn all about learning A to Z at a glance, you can check that out. There's just a plethora of training videos on here that you can take a look at that can be really, really helpful. The other thing is you can sign up for free webinars as well, and they'll focus on just one aspect of what it is that they are doing. Again, really, really helpful. types of things to be a part of. And I do have a coupon code that will save you an additional $5 for those of you who are looking to save even more money. And you can use that. Let's say you just wanted to purchase the Raz Kids all by itself and you didn't want to add vocabulary to it, then you could pay $211 instead of the $216. But you can see here, really, you're talking about if you just add on the vocabulary and A to Z, it ends up being like a really good savings, because if this is $216 all by itself, vocabulary A to Z all by itself is $108. And putting those together will give you everything that you specifically need, because you can customize those lessons for differentiation and be able to reach the needs of your specific students. So really, really great. Great one. Definitely check out the language arts package to be able to do that and be able to get the $5 off. So glad that you love this. Yay. Online Elementary Tutor says, I love this. It is really, really awesome. Are you currently using it? I would love to know if you're currently using it, or if you just love, like, as you're taking a look at this, you're like, yes, this is exactly what I need. Because it's so cool, you guys. I'd have to say, when I take a look at, being able to really hone in and teach, I want to show you just some of the other features as well that are located inside of here. There's just a plethora of stuff when you get Raz Kids, because not only do you get those guided reading level books, some people like to teach like phonological awareness. It has lessons on how to teach phonological awareness. Some people really like to take more of a phonics approach to teaching reading. There's phonics books here. And they even break up the phonics by grade level. So let's say, I have a grade 2 student that is, they're at a grade 2 level. Then it actually has lesson plans for me that I can have them specifically work on. Here, if I go to grade K, let's say it was just like a beginning kid, I've got this earliest book here. If you take a look at it, it has worksheets, it has word cards, it has sound symbol cards, it has picture cards, it has letter cards and a work mat. It's got everything you would need to teach the lesson. And you also get, the book that goes along with that. So if I want to read the book, I can click here and here's access to that book and we can read it together, right? And I can have them be sounding it out, figuring out the names, reading them as we go. So it's got lots of resources that are really going to set your kids up for success. Absolutely love it. It even has word work, different activities. It's got daily language practice as well, grammar and word work. A lot of times grammar isn't being taught in the school system anymore. And so here you got a kid who's struggling with grammar. It has everything in here for you to be working. It even has like the different activity sheets and worksheets. Yeah, I use it every day. Awesome. Yes, it's definitely, wouldn't you say it's definitely worth its price in gold? I mean, seriously, look at this. So here they have to underline the capital letters, circle the period, underline the proper noun. Just everything you could need is absolutely inside of this program. So I highly suggest it. Check it out. It's going to save you a ton of time with planning and all of that kind of stuff, because the resources are right there at the tip of your finger. A kid is struggling with something, you can pull it on up and you can work on it. It's got fluency passages. It's got everything. I'm telling you, it has everything except for the kitchen sink. I don't know why they didn't think of doing it. There's probably a book about the kitchen sink, though. So there's that. Awesome stuff. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be sharing how you can close the gap, a full year with 8 to 12 hours of instruction. If you haven't joined us for that yet, or you haven't signed up, then definitely click on the link that Beth sent in the beginning so that you can come and you can join us. I am going to grab the link that she brought over here so that you guys in YouTube have that as well. I also did put it inside of the I put it inside of the description. So those of you that just want to click on the description and find that link, it is there. And I would love to know what you guys think of, if you're watching this on replay, I would love to know, what do you think of Vocabulary A to Z? Do you think it's a great tool to be able to use? Do you think that Raz Kids is a great tool to use with helping your students with reading? Love to know what you think. Put it down in the comments. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me today. You have an amazing day, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.